The world stood on edge, gripped by an overwhelming sense of uncertainty and fear. It was the 1950s, a time of rapid change and growing tension. The Cold War was in full swing, casting a long shadow over the globe. The United States and the Soviet Union were locked in a fierce battle for global dominance, each side vying for supremacy. Fear ran deep on both sides, with citizens constantly worried about the threat of nuclear war. There was a desperate need to gain an advantage, to unlock the secrets of manipulation and control, to tip the scales in their favor. From this climate of paranoia and desperation emerged Project MKUltra, a top-secret CIA program shrouded in mystery. Its mission was clear: to explore the murky depths of mind control and chemical interrogation, to push the boundaries of human understanding. The CIA poured millions of dollars into MKUltra, sparing no expense in their quest for control. The agency was determined to find ways to influence foreign agents, extract information from resistant subjects, and potentially even control the minds of enemies, no matter the cost. No idea was too radical, no experiment too extreme. The boundaries of ethics and morality were pushed to their limits. The pursuit of mind control had begun, and it would lead to some of the most ethically questionable experiments in American history, raising serious moral questions. MKUltra was shrouded in secrecy from the start, hidden from the public and even from many within the government. It was a world of shadowy figures, clandestine meetings, and experiments conducted far from the public eye, in the dark corners of secrecy. The project's very existence was denied for decades, with officials going to great lengths to keep it hidden. Few knew the true extent of what was being done in the name of national security, the lengths to which the CIA was willing to go. But behind the veil of secrecy, a chilling truth was emerging. The CIA was willing to go to any lengths to control the human mind, to bend it to their will, regardless of the consequences. LSD. The mere mention of the drug conjures images of psychedelic trips, altered states of consciousness, and the counterculture movement of the 1960s. It was a time of rebellion, of questioning authority, and of exploring the boundaries of the human mind. But long before LSD became synonymous with hippies and flower power, it was a tool of the CIA. The agency saw potential in the drug, not for enlightenment, but for control. In the warped reality of MKUltra, LSD was seen as a potential truth serum. The CIA believed that this powerful hallucinogen could be the key to unlocking the deepest secrets of the human mind. The agency believed that by unlocking the secrets of the mind, they could extract information from even the most tight-lipped subjects. They envisioned a world where no secret could be kept, where every thought could be laid bare. The CIA's experiments with LSD were often conducted on unwitting participants. These individuals had no idea they were part of a grand and dangerous experiment. People from all walks of life were drugged without their knowledge or consent. They were everyday citizens, going about their lives, unaware of the sinister plans unfolding around them. These unsuspecting subjects included CIA employees, military personnel, doctors, and even patients in mental hospitals. No one was safe from the agency's reach. The experiments were cruel and inhumane. Subjects were treated as mere tools, their humanity stripped away in the name of science. Subjects were given high doses of LSD, often without any medical supervision. They were left to navigate the terrifying effects of the drug on their own. They were subjected to sensory deprivation, hypnosis, and electroshock therapy. These methods were designed to break their will, to make them pliable and open to suggestion. The goal was to break down their inhibitions, to strip away their sense of self, and to leave them vulnerable to suggestion. The agency wanted to create a blank slate, a mind that could be molded to their will. The results of these experiments were often unpredictable and devastating. The human mind is a complex and fragile thing, and the agency's tampering had dire consequences. Subjects experienced terrifying hallucinations, paranoia, and psychotic breaks. Their sense of reality was shattered, leaving them in a state of constant fear and confusion. Some were left with permanent psychological scars. The damage done to their minds was irreversible, a lasting testament to the horrors they endured. The CIA's quest for a truth serum had come at a terrible human cost. Lives were ruined, minds were broken, all in the name of national security. But the agency was undeterred. They believed that the ends justified the means, that the potential rewards outweighed the human cost. They continued to experiment with LSD and other mind-altering drugs, convinced that they held the key to unlocking the secrets of the human mind. The pursuit of control and power drove them forward regardless of the consequences. The case of Frank Olson stands as a chilling testament to the dark side of MKUltra, a covert CIA program that aimed to explore mind control and chemical interrogation techniques. Olson, a brilliant biochemist working for the US Army, was unknowingly given LSD during a CIA retreat in 1953. This was part of an experiment to study the effects of the drug on unwitting subjects. What followed was a descent into paranoia and mental instability, a stark contrast to his previously stable and dedicated demeanor. Olson, once a dedicated scientist, became withdrawn and erratic. His colleagues noticed a dramatic change in his behavior, which grew increasingly alarming. He expressed fears about the nature of his work and the people he was involved with. He confided in close friends and family, revealing his growing distrust of the CIA. He spoke of wanting to leave his job, to disappear. Olson felt trapped in a web of secrecy and danger, unsure of whom he could trust. Just days after his LSD experience, Olson plunged to his death from the 13th floor of a New York City hotel. The official ruling was suicide, but many found this hard to believe. But the circumstances surrounding Olson's death were suspicious, to say the least. The details didn't add up, and many began to question the official narrative. There were inconsistencies in witness accounts, questions about the lack of a suicide note, and rumors of a struggle in Olson's room. These discrepancies fueled further speculation and doubt. The Olson family, unconvinced by the official explanation, launched their own investigation. They were determined to uncover the truth about what really happened to Frank. In 1975, as part of a larger investigation into CIA abuses, President Gerald Ford ordered a review of Olson's case. This brought renewed attention to the mysterious circumstances of his death. The shocking truth emerged. Olson had not jumped, he had been pushed. This revelation sent shockwaves through the nation. The CIA, it seemed, had silenced a man who knew too much. Olson's death was a stark reminder of the agency's willingness to go to extreme lengths to protect its secrets. The Olson case became a symbol of MKUltra's brutality, a stark reminder of the lengths to which the agency would go to protect its secrets. It highlighted the dark underbelly of government experimentation and the human cost of such covert operations. It fueled public outrage and sparked a wave of conspiracy theories that continue to this day. The case of Frank Olson remains a haunting example of the dangers of unchecked governmental power and the devastating impact it can have on individual lives. Hypnosis, the power of suggestion, the ability to plant ideas in the subconscious mind. These were concepts that both fascinated and terrified the CIA during the Cold War. Could hypnosis be used to create sleeper agents, individuals programmed to carry out orders without conscious awareness? The search for the Manchurian candidate, a term popularized by the 1962 film of the same name, became an obsession for MKUltra researchers. The CIA poured resources into exploring the potential of hypnosis for mind control. They recruited psychologists and hypnotists, tasking them with finding ways to induce heightened states of suggestibility and implant commands that could be triggered later. Experiments often involve putting subjects into deep trances and then exposing them to various stimuli, from flashing lights and repetitive sounds to subliminal messages. While the CIA never succeeded in creating the perfect Manchurian candidate, their experiments with hypnosis had a profound impact on the field of mind control research. The techniques developed during MKUltra, while often unethical and scientifically dubious, laid the groundwork for future research into the power of suggestion and the manipulation of human behavior. The scope of MKUltra was vast, extending far beyond the walls of CIA headquarters. To maintain secrecy and plausible deniability, the agency outsourced its experiments to universities, hospitals, and research institutions across the country. These institutions, often prestigious and respected, were unwittingly drawn into the CIA's web of deceit. Researchers working at these institutions were often unaware of the true nature of the studies they were conducting. The CIA used front organizations and disguised funding channels to conceal the agency's involvement. Proposals were often framed as legitimate scientific inquiries, exploring topics like human behavior, perception, and the effects of psychoactive drugs. This deliberate deception had far-reaching consequences. It eroded trust in the scientific community and cast a long shadow over the ethics of human research. The fact that respected institutions could be so easily manipulated by the CIA raised serious questions about academic freedom, informed consent, and the role of science in society.